What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound. All right, so I'm still making my way through the AMA, but I had to pause and dig in to the new airdrop cards. I believe these will be airdrop cards 3 and 4, or technically 4 and 5 if you include Dr. Blight, of Chaos Legion. And we got them revealed today at the AMA. So let's just jump right in. There are 2 legendary monsters. The first one is a death monster, Lyra the Dark. And my first thought with this is, yo, at level 1, that's a ton of mana for 2 damage. 2 range damage. Now, what's interesting, and I believe I was listening to some of the chatter around Discord earlier, I believe this is the first ranged monster that has opportunity. So that does make it somewhat interesting in that sense. And I do know of many flying monsters that have lower HP. Spark Pixies comes to mind. What is that other one? There's also that magic, that blue water mage that does damage as well, another pixie. So snare and opportunity at that first level seem actually pretty good. So here's the deal. You have a 7 mana card that's only doing 2 damage at the first level, but the speed of 6 and the health of 6 make it a good like back tank is what I would say. And that's probably where I would first end up using it. Now, you go up to level 2, so this is silver eligible or silver maxed, and you go up to 3 damage, and now we're starting to feel a little more like, okay, yeah, we're getting something more out of this. 3 damage is much more significant than 2, in my opinion. Nothing else changes in the stats. When we get to level 3, so this is now for gold, this is where this card gets very interesting for me, because you get the Swift ability as well, which gives all friendly monsters the an extra speed, right? So including her. So technically, Lira would be a 7 speed at level 3, because when you play her, she's obviously giving herself a speed boost too. So you guys know how much I love Supply Runner. So with this being here, combined with the other abilities, you're going first, and you are also going for the weakest monster on the team. Ooh, this is like the ranged version of what's that? Deep Lurker that I really like. Deep Lurker, which is fast, can deal some decent damage. That's the water monster, but that one is a common card, I believe. So Lyra, the added benefit here is this snare ability, and I think this could come in very handy. And again, like I said, in higher mana games, I think Lyra could be a phenomenal back tank that really goes after the other monsters. Or, I'm sorry, the weaker monsters on the other team. And then when you max this out, so this is going to be at, diamond and beyond, that's when you get that 4th damage, and obviously this card will become much more valuable at that point. But let's be honest, most of us are playing in bronze and silver. I myself, look, I jumped up to gold for season end, and it is a struggle. So I like I said in previous video, I like staying in silver. I can stay in my lane, and until modern format comes out, I mean, I'll be jumping into gold probably for season end, but it's a lot more difficult. So I'm really trying to look at these cards on a bronze and silver level. And at silver, I would say this card stands out a lot more to me, because you get that extra damage. So being able to do 3 damage right off the bat, and probably be one of the first cards on the table to move, on the metaphorical table, of course, is something that's appealing to me starting at silver. At bronze, I don't know, it's a little expensive. If you have a higher mana game, that could make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. And my only issue is I wish Swift was at silver, but we do have it at gold. So you got it there, and yeah. All right, the other one is Iza The Fanged. This is a legendary earth monster, significantly cheaper in mana for only 4 mana. So this, keep in mind, this is Little League eligible. You're able to play it in those 4 mana games and under. Now, here's another one that, okay, we're going to break this down, because there's there's several ways that I would look at it, right? Um, at the first level, this is a card where you're getting a decent amount of speed and you're getting another ranged attacker not attacking the front line and not attacking with snipe, which is usually reserved for the ranged attackers. Now we're getting a sneak ability, which I don't believe that they're the first one. I know there's I know that there's at least a fire card that has the sneak ability and is also ranged. So this one's interesting to me. 4 mana at level 1, you're doing 1 damage to the back line. You do get scavenge right off the bat, and I think that it reminds me of Vinari Seedsmith. The only thing is you have a decent speed at 4. So I'm trying to figure out what combo I would potentially use this with an Earth deck. But with Obsidian right now, this doesn't really fit in. With someone like Prince Renan, definitely, but I don't have one and most people don't. As well as Prince Renan will not be eligible for the modern format either. So it makes me kind of curious to see what potential synergies the legendary Earth Summoner will have when it comes out. I don't know if we're going to get a +1 ranged, but you never know. So at level 2 for silver, you do get that second damage, where again I think that just becomes incredibly more valuable. I know it's just 1 damage difference between here and then also with Lira, right, where it goes from 2 to 3 or 1 to 2, but that can make all the difference, especially if you're attacking the back line. So getting that second damage is super clutch for me. Obviously nothing changes with the abilities. Now this is where things get interesting, and I don't play enough in gold, and I'll be honest, I don't plan stun very much, the ability for stun, right? I'm still learning how to combo some of these abilities. If you saw the trample and stampede combo that I just showed, where I got totally owned. But now I'm starting to look at, okay, what are the monsters that have stun and what are the monsters that have knockout, right? Because these play well together. And for those who might be new or unfamiliar, when you stun a monster, right, or like if you were to hit a monster, there's a chance of you stunning the monster. The monster does not go on its next turn, and if it is stunned that turn, and you have another monster that has the knockout ability, right? So this is a separate ability. You do double the damage. So this is something interesting where I am actually curious to see if there's a sneak monster that has knockout. I'm not sure if there is. That'd be very interesting to see. But I do know that there is a rule set where all monsters have the knockout ability, and someone like her can come in and knock out that back line, right? She can come in, stun the back line, and then you have another sneak monster that goes in for the finishing kill. What I love about this too is that at a speed of 4, there's a good chance that Iza will be going first, or at least one of the first to go within a turn. So if they can be the first to stun, and then you send someone along the back line like a sandworm or somebody else, you know what I mean? Like, see, these are the combos that I'm starting to think of already for that. You're able to get that stun in early, and obviously sandworm does not have knockout on his own, but if you're playing in a knockout rule set, that could be very, very clutch. When you get to the maxed out level, you get that increased damage. So you are going to be at 3 damage total for 4 mana. Not bad, in my opinion. Again, I'm not playing at those high levels. I'm really trying to stay in my lane. Silver, maybe gold sometimes. And so the stun ability at level 3, which is for gold, is something that I'll probably be looking for as well. Now, 2 more things. They also did release the artwork for the other legendary, or the next airdrop after these 2. And I forgot what his name is, but I'm assuming that this is going to be a fire monster. First of all, the artwork is super cool. He looks like he could be a fire monster, but the reason that I'm theorizing about that, or at least predicting it, is because we've already seen monsters across the board for all of the other splinters. So Bakjiro's water, Uriel was life, Lyra was death, and Iza is earth. And then you have Dr. Blight, which was the neutral monster. So the only thing we're really missing is fire. And then from there, might get a dragon or 2, and we'll probably start talking about these legendary summoners very, very soon. So that is the preview that we have. The numbers that were listed out is that you will need 350 packs to guarantee, right? So each pack that you buy during the general sale will give you a 1 in 350 chance. Now keep in mind, the math behind this, it was a little confusing and somebody called me out in my last video, which I appreciate because I want to make sure that I'm explaining it right, is that it's not that you have to buy 350 packs. You can buy one pack and still get one airdropped, right? You can buy 350 packs and technically have 350 airdrop to you if you are the luckiest person in the world, right? Because each pack is done with a random number generator on its own. And after the fact, if you have not, let's say you bought 350 packs, for example, and each pack was rolled, in a 1 of 350 chance you did not get one, they will give you one, right? And that's the same for all of the increments going up for 350 or for every 350. So I'm liking these cards. Again, I'm still figuring out my way about how I would use them, but with everything else we've seen in Chaos Legion, there's just some new not abilities, but new types of approaches, new game meta, and I think both Lyra and Iza, I would say I'm leaning towards Iza right now just because I really like the sneak ability and stun, plus the lower mana cost. But I don't doubt Lyra will be handy as well, and I cannot get enough of the Swift ability. So those playing in gold will be, well, they'll be set and they'll be fast. All right, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the legendary airdrops upcoming, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the game.